All right, it is 2 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. My name is Courtney Williamson. I'm one of the marketing managers here at Wayforth, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the second webinar in our fall series, The When and Where of Moving with Vera Ballard. We're all very excited about this presentation and our speaker today. But before we begin, I've got just a few slides on housekeeping. For those of you unfamiliar with this webinar format, let me explain a few of the features that will be helpful for you today. We have muted everyone for the benefit of the presentation today. This means we won't be able to hear you if you speak or if you have a question. So if you have a questions, feel free to put them in the chat pane listed here on the screen, or you can try out Microsoft's new Q&A feature. Our marketing coordinator, Reese Pope, will be responding to questions and comments as quickly as she can. And any questions you have for our presenter today will be addressed at the end of the presentation. So don't get discouraged if Vera doesn't respond to you right away. She'll get to all those at the end. To practice using the chat function though, does everyone want to tell us where you're from today? Give you all just a minute to type that in. I'll get things started here. We're in Richmond, Virginia. Maryland, New York, Woodbridge, Virginia. Awesome. New York City, that's great. Awesome. Vera, you want to go to the next slide for me? Great. A quick introduction on Wayforth. Wayforth is a provider of comprehensive and personalized move management and moving solutions for both life and business. As the nation's largest home transition management company, we provide solutions through every phase of your move. We currently provide services from Maine to Florida and can coordinate moves with partner providers across the country. Our leadership team has over 80 years of combined move management and moving solutions industry experience, and we are COVID-19 certified and have implemented some of the most comprehensive health and safety protocols in the industry. Wayforth's complete moving solutions include space planning, downsizing and moving, to resettling, plus home sale management and content management. And as I mentioned, we will provide our contact information in the chat at the end of the presentation in case you happen to have additional questions after the webinar ends. But on to the good stuff here. We are very excited to have Vera Ballard here with us today. Vera is our Director of Corporate Accounts at Wayforth and is a licensed real estate agent with over 15 years of experience. Not only does Wayforth lean on her expertise, but our clients do as well when it comes to how they should navigate a life transition such as moving to a senior living community. So without further ado, I give you Vera Ballard, and she's gonna take it from here.
Thank you, Courtney. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Today, we're talking about the when and where of moving. Two very important questions that through the years I've often been asked: when is the right time, and where's a great place to move, right? So today we're going to talk about that planning is key. And we're going to also, I'm going to offer you some tips on how to start to get ready for a move, what tools you need. So first, it's never too early to start a plan. The more information you have, the better decisions you can make. I'm often asked, Vera, did you bring your crystal ball? I like to predict the future. I wish we all had a crystal ball, but you know, if you think about it, planning for a move, you know, sometimes we do often have to realistically look into a crystal ball. And you know, these words ring especially true when planning a move, because it can be difficult. It can be, you know, there's some tough questions that we have to ask ourselves. But ultimately, planning in advance is going to help us to do things right so that it goes smoothly. So when is the right time to move? Well, when you are healthy, active, and independent. This allows you to make your own decisions. Also, moving to a senior living community can elevate your lifestyle. It makes it easy to age in a healthy and active manner. Most communities have right at your fingertips a fitness center, groups, activities, but it's only when you're ready and comfortable to make this exciting change in your life. So when is ready, right? What does ready look like to you? Maybe you'd like to check the lawnmower at the gate. Maybe you're done with the home maintenance and the repair costs. How difficult is it today to rely on a contractor to show up really between 1 and 5? And then at 5, we're calling to see where they are. So, maybe you're just done with the repair costs of the house. Oftentimes, folks will move because they want to be closer to family. I often hear, my grandchildren are getting older and I'd really like to be closer so I could spend more time with them. Or if it's a new area that you'd like to explore. We've really heard in the last couple of years that folks were ready to move because they wanted to take advantage of the housing market. Well, the truth is that even though the interest rates are climbing a bit, they're still historically low. And there is still a seller's market and houses are still selling pretty quickly. And then if you're looking for, a new network of friends, additional resources, maybe it's something that you want to start a new group or learn. Oftentimes I hear folks that have moved to a community that, they started watercolor painting that they'd never done before, or, they've learned to play the piano that they hadn't done. So these are opportunities that are right at your fingertips when you move to a community. So it's really taking advantage of the amenities. When finding out when you're ready, often, we talked about digging deep and really asking those tough questions, but also, talking to your family can help support your decisions. Whether it's your spouse or your family or even a friend. Oftentimes I've spent a lot of time coaching folks on when they were ready to move, whether it's going out and doing, visiting with them in their home and helping them put together this plan. So lean on your network of people around you for your support. So once you decide when you're ready, where are you moving to? Moving to a senior living community is a big decision, but by understanding your options, you'll be able to find the perfect solution for you. During your research, you may learn that a community that you're interested in may have a waiting list, or is planning to expand, or is under construction. That's why it's so important to start your research early. Not all retirement communities are structured the same way. They are a variety of different financial models, from life care, which factors in the cost of additional care, or like a fee-for-service community that only charges you for the care that you are receiving, when you need it and if you need it. A continuing care retirement community, or a CCRC, as you'll often hear them called, it can be a fee-for-service or a life care. They typically have an entrance deposit. Some may be refundable depending on the contract. They're maintenance free, and they have tons of amenities, groups, clubs, and they're usually noted for their on-site medical services. The next community type would be your rental. This is a community that has no financial requirement. There's a small community fee, and then you have monthly rent. They also offer a maintenance-free lifestyle. They usually have a restaurant, and their amenity-rich lifestyles such as clubs and fitness center on site. And then your next choice would be the 55 and plus communities. You'll see these popping up more and more as these are master plan neighborhoods. The idea is to surround the community with all of the amenities that one would need, such as community clubhouse, the swimming pool, the fitness center. So this would be a real estate transaction. So you purchase in a 55 and older community. It wouldn't be just like an entrance deposit or a community fee, but an actual real estate purchase. The first thing that you want to do, depending on where you have decided to move, will determine your timeline. Assess what you need to do and then develop your timeline. This is really important because as you develop your timeline, things will, they say the light bulb moment goes off. You're like, it just helps to start to visualize the steps that are needed to take. And the first thing that you want to do in developing your timeline is it's really the fun part, space planning. This is really the roadmap to your move. So whether you've already chosen the apartment home that you've picked out, or you might be in between a couple of different floor plans. This is where you can really start to look at what you would like to take with you. And what that also does is give you an inventory of the things that you won't be taking. So then you'll have an idea of, how much downsizing you may need to do. The next thing, if you have a house that you need to sell before moving, you're going to want to consult with a realtor. Now, there are many wonderful realtors available, and each have their own unique personalities and style. I say find one that will work best for you. And oftentimes, it's really about the relationship. So it's who are you comfortable with? Who can you trust to make that phone call to ask that question about the process? And what I find helpful also is as you are planning, discuss options of moving first and then selling the house. Or is it that you have to sell first and then move? Realtors can really have some good insight on your market and what is selling at that time. Moving can be very stressful, and hiring a move manager who specializes in helping with the emotional and physical aspects of the moving process can reduce that stress. Lean on them. They're the experts. We can help you make decisions. We do this every day. So this is something that, a move manager can walk you through the process and help you with determining what's needed for you to get to your new community. So some tips for a smooth move day. We always want your move to go smoothly. So, soft items such as clothing can remain in the furniture to be moved. Hanging clothing can remain hanging. Your movers will provide wardrobe boxes to transport the garments in. The best thing ever invented. Designate an area for items that you'll need easy access to during your first night in your new home. I always say, make sure that you don't pack away your welcome kit, or typically communities will give you information on, phone numbers, your cable connection. Keep those out. You don't want to pack those away because you'll need those items on move day. We want to make your move as seamless as possible, and by doing that, pack an overnight bag. This is like your essentials, what medication that you need to take the next day. We talked about the guidelines to the community. Maybe it's important phone numbers. And if you have a pet, consider boarding them or arrange for a friend to help and watch, your pet. And the best part about this is feel free to go to lunch or